Here's your chance to win $1,000 for your dad for Father's Day. Go to FamilyValuesRadio1010.com for your chance to win. Now, you can enter once a day, every day. So you've got to check it out. That's FamilyValuesRadio1010.com. Your chance to win $1,000 for your dad. Oh, you know he'll like it.
Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Happy Friday. We've made it. Another week wrapping up in the book. It's flying by here. The 4th of June already. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. I'll try to make sure that I give you a little something to think about over the weekend. What a difference a day makes. After some excitement about the jobs numbers from ADP, which I don't even know why people get excited. They're not very accurate. But anyway, today the actual government jobs numbers came out. Very disappointing. Gold and silver. I told you, don't try to catch the bottom. I even said yesterday, and I don't want to be frustrated with you because I get it. Summertime, and you're planning vacations, right? The economy's sort of opening up. Well, Arizona, it's open. Listen, we're open here, but Colorado and other places, you're starting to open up, and you got things on your mind. You can't let deals of the century go by. You just can't. And I warned you yesterday, and I even said, there was a 50-50 shot we could see 1850. That's what I told you yesterday. I said 1800, very unlikely. And then I said, don't try to catch that bottom. Because probably what's going to happen is, if it does get to 1850, it's going to do it while you're sleeping, or it's going to do it, and then bam, in 5 minutes, it's back. Well, I was close. It got to 1854 while we were all sleeping. Gold's up $22 right now, $18.93. Silver, which also went to the woodshed yesterday, it's up almost 50 cents, just under $28. And I'll break it all down for you. I've got a special today that really, in light of this move, is just as good, if not, well, it's as good as the special as yesterday. How's that? And yesterday was like I said, it was the lead pipe. When I tell you it's the stone cold lead pipe lock of the week, that means buy it. And don't get me wrong, it's not like we didn't, people were buying yesterday, but not the way I thought you should have. Or at least I was hoping you would. But we probably need to something even better, because that was a very unusual deal. Today is a very unusual deal. So hang on to your hats. We'll get to all of that. I want to talk about, so we had people buying CBD, and they some of the people missed my update with my friend Larry, the Silver Fox, because he's using the retinol cream. He's like me. He's a 3,000 milligram CBD guy. He's on my bowling team. Larry's one of my boys, and Larry's older than I am. So but he's he's one of those little guys, and has all his hair still, but he's got the gray hair and all that. But he's a good looking. If you're into 5'4", he's a good looking guy. Now he's married. Just full disclosure. And he's in Cabo right now, full disclosure. But he's been putting it on half of his face. And my appearance, I don't care, right? I shower and shave, and I put on clean clothes, and there you go. That's the extent of my prettiness. But he's got the gel in the hair and all that. So, it's important to him how he looks. A lot of you out there, and especially in this day and age, everybody's got a camera and a video. I get it. Well, he had a good side and a bad side. Now, as a friend of his, I didn't know. It was Larry. But he knows. So he's been putting the retinol on the bad side of his face. He had some, I'll call them like age spots and a little more wrinkled on the one side than the other. 2 weeks ago. So he's taking it for a couple weeks, and it was just kind of worked out. We didn't see each other there for a little bit. Because one time I missed bowling because I was in Colorado. The next week he missed bowling because he was out of town. So we went a couple weeks without seeing each other. And I was looking at him, and me and my buddy Kevin, and we're like, man, God, his face looks the same, to us, right? There's not a bad side or good side. And he's like, yeah, I've been putting it on this side. This is my bad side. I'm like, well, God, it seems to be working because I don't notice the bad side last week. So I saw him Tuesday. So now he's been taking it for a third week. His bad side of his face is now his good side. There you go. So there's the update on the retinol cream, which is one of the great products I make. Go to 1360 KHNC, hit that shopping cart button. You know how it works. It does so many things. The salve, I've been using the salve for bug bites. It takes away the itch and all that stuff. The lotion is great for sunburns. I've been told great for sunburns. Way better than aloe vera is what I've been told. So, and I know the sun's out now and it's sunburn season. So pick up your product, 1360 KHNC, hit the shopping cart button. And I know I've been promising new products are coming. We got it. We're just any day now. We're going to have a few new products up there for you guys to purchase as well. So there's your update. That was a request from one of the listeners. They missed it. There you go. Patriot Radio News Hour. When we get back, why the change today? What was in the jobs number and what wasn't in the jobs number? Patriot Radio News Hour. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592. That's our toll-free number. I'm gonna talk about the special, and then we'll get into all the numbers. Listen, if you've been waiting to make a purchase, maybe you've been listening a long time and haven't pulled the trigger. You know you need to. We all know. By the way, just full disclosure, I bought yesterday. And I say my wife's in charge of it. It's so funny. But she's the one. She was actually working yesterday. And we need to add, honey. Okay. So we did. But we were running those $10 Liberties yesterday at $1,050, and I knew that was a great price. But I really didn't, I was doing that border show. I wasn't real super focused on it. And, of course, remember yesterday, gold was down $37. Now, of course, today it's taken most of that back, right? But there's something wrong. I've never seen this before. The pattern continued this morning. And so we got very, very aggressive this morning. $20 gold pieces today. Libs, Saints. They're $2,185. I mean, if you buy them in volume, I can sharpen it a little bit. Not much. But $2,185. $10 Liberties today. Gold's up 22. $10 Liberty sale is up $10 or $1,060. If you do some quick math, two $10 Liberties, which is the 2 half-ounce Liberties, equals one $20 Liberty. And as we know, right, the fractionals cost more. Every once in a while, you can buy two $10 Liberties for the same as a 20, sometimes for a little less. We've done it plenty of times, right? Hey, it's $10 less, $20 less. I think one time in my 18 years, maybe we were like, hey, 2 10s is $40 less. Right now, 2 10s are $65 less than a 20, and I didn't understand it because I was looking at my sheet, and I even said to Brittany yesterday, that can't be right. Call them back. That can't be right. So this morning, we had 100 of them yesterday, and we sold about 65 of them. I mean, it was okay. We should have sold them all. I talked to the 3 biggest wholesalers that I do business with. Somebody had flooded the market with 10s, and they said on Monday, right, because they're selling everywhere. Everyone's figured it out. They're going to jump up, and we're going to go back to where, hey, 2 10s is going to be $20 more than a 20. So I bought 200 $10 gold pieces today. I have 35 left from yesterday. So that's 235 $10 Liberties at $1,060, and buy them. There you go. That's all I can tell you. There's not a better deal out there. Lead pipe, stone cold, lock of the week, whatever word you want to use. The pullback, we missed it. It's just that simple. It was quick. They got excited about, they really thought this jobs report from the government today was going to be well over 1 million. Came in at 559,000. So once again, more firepower to keep spending. This is kind of what they're saying today. Keep it up. The estimate was 671,000, but everybody was way over. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. There's like 3 guys that were in the ballpark. But most people were talking about 1 million, what have you. The unemployment rate, which is a phony number, 5.8%. There's almost 16 million people on all government unemployment claims, which basically means the unemployment rate's like 12%. But 5.8, those have been unemployed for 6 months or less, 5.8%. They said that the letdown came after April's sharp undershoot, right? Remember, April was not a great number either. That was another jobs that they thought they were going to get 1 million and didn't. The one thing that was consistent with the ADP report we got yesterday was what type of jobs. And this is exactly what we thought. Waiters, waitresses, bartenders dominated the jobs number as far as you think about 300,000 in the government number. So 559, more than 50%, call it 60% of all jobs created was in what they call the hospitality, food service, bars, right? That's all in that number. That was the biggest. And then you had to add another 72,000. So really, if you do the math, that's 360,000 of the 599 were in what they call arts, entertainment, and recreation. Again, another not high paying. And then another 60,000. So 292 was what they called leisure and hospitality, right? So that's your hotels, your bars, your restaurants. 72,000 in arts and entertainment recreation, right? So that's going to be what your movie theaters, Broadway, things of that nature. Then another 60,000 in amusement, gambling, recreation, right? So that's your casinos, right? Your amusement parks, Disneyland, and the like. So of the 559,000 jobs created, 424,000 is what is in, and that's typically the lower paying sector. Then if you throw retail, which I don't know if I have a retail number, because the retail is the other one that is also, and that was a little change. So retail, here's a surprising number, retail down 6,000. So I thought a bunch of these states were opening up, I guess not so much. So the retail side, which was the other poor side, construction was down. That was surprising. But again, I think part of the problem in construction is, hey, we don't have the materials, right? Hey, we can't keep building because we're out of supply. So that kind of, maybe that does add a little bit to it. So that drove the dollar way down today. Interest rates down today. That got the Federal Reserve out there saying, still see, a lot of work to do out there. Listen, there's a lot more spending coming through. Big update today. We've been waiting on infrastructure. Looks like they want a deal before the 4th of July. So in the next month. Here's the compromise that I'm hearing. So in the infrastructure bill, because they're going to pretend to pay for part of it, they were going to bring the corporate tax rate, which is at 21%, to 28%. Back to where it was before Trump took it down. And of course, all of us know, hey, unless you fix loopholes, it doesn't matter. You could say it's 50%. But with all the loopholes, and we know all the stories, Apple and Amazon, right? All the big, they don't pay any tax. Well, there's a compromise in the works, which is we won't raise the corporate tax rate, but we're going to set a minimum of 15%. And I will say this, that seems a much better deal to me. Because they love loopholes. They love giving handouts to their buddies. They can't help it. And I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican or who it is. They can't help it. Well, this guy flies me on his private jet. He writes me big checks for my election. Man, I'm going to give him a bone. Let's hope that's true. I don't know that it is, but this is what I'm hearing, that, hey, no matter who you are, if you've got profits, you're paying a minimum of 15%. That appears like that may get a deal done. We'll see. We'll see. But that's what I'm hearing. Remember, the Republicans were at like $500 billion. The Democrats were at $2.25 million. The Republicans went to $1 trillion. The Democrats now, I think, are at 1.7. My guess is 1.7 is going to be the number. 1.7 is going to be the number, but it looks like that may happen where, hey, Amazon, Apple, and the like, you got to pay a minimum of 15%, and then the Republicans are, well, that's enough. I believe that's enough. They don't really care about the Republicans, but that's enough to get Manchin from West Virginia, Sinema from Arizona, to go on and do the 5150 thing. But they may actually get a couple of Republicans to vote with it, so they don't even have to do the 5150. We'll keep you posted. Tesla. Elon Musk now says they're raising prices. So again, right, same thing that we've heard over and over and over again. Everything getting more and more expensive. And you've heard me tell you about China and how, hey, they're the largest consumer of oil. No one buys and makes more cars. right? Steel, aluminum, right? Cement, copper, on and on and on. Wolf Richter, man, he does such good research. If you guys ever, and I know I've mentioned him a bunch of times, Wolf Street is his blog. It's fantastic. China now produces 57%, so let's round up, let's call it 60% of all global steel. So when you think about steel production, and they're talking about raw steel, turn nearly all into finished steel products, they're the one, 60%, just them by themselves. By the way, if you want to know where we are in the global share, if you take North America, right, so we got to get our help from the Canadians, we're at about 5%. Just to put perspective on this, and I wish this chart went back even farther, but he goes back to the onset of NAFTA and GATT. So the mid-90s, 1995. North America produced about 17% of all raw steel. The Chinese produced about 13%. They now produce 60%. We produce 5%. Think about that while we go to break. 800-951-0592, U.S. $10 Liberties. This is it. It's not going to get better than this. They're $1,060 a piece. $65, two tens, $65 less than a 20. So look at it this way. You can buy 2 fractional gold pieces for $65 less than a 1 ounce piece. That doesn't happen. How about I'll do this, a $5 piece. Let me give you a perspective. 4 $5 Liberties today would be $2,420. And you can buy 2 tens for $2,120. So $300 less than 4 5s. So that just tells you, when I'm sitting there telling you, this is a weird thing that happened in the $10 market. Everybody, yesterday I thought it was wrong. I thought someone made a mistake. I didn't want to, I even was telling Jason, I don't even want to tell anybody. This can't be right. Somebody messed up, fat finger. That's what I did. I just thought someone made a fat finger on a spreadsheet. And they just quoted me a bad price. The fat finger goes away, and I've already been told, and of course, again, just think about me alone. I bought 300 of them in the last 25 hours, 26 hours. And this is, all the major dealers are in the same issue here. So $10 Liberties today at $1,060 at 800-951-0592. And again, think about, Ray Dalio yesterday. Flat out. The renminbi is going to be a major reserve currency in the world. And it's going to come at the expense of the U.S. dollar. And they talked about digital currency. Listen, I promise you this. I don't know when the crash happens. But we all know it's coming. The fact that they aren't doing anything to stop inflation, even though they know it's so much higher than what they admit. They're already admitting 4%. Already. They promised us they only wanted it to be 2. Of course, remember when I told you way back, you got to go back 12 years. I told you. You'll stop hearing about 2% inflation soon enough. Believe me, you will. Because that's not enough. It's not enough. And now you start thinking about how powerful really is China. How powerful are they? And I think this article by Wolf Richter tells you everything you need to know. Do you know how many cities they have that are bigger than like New York City or LA or San Diego, Phoenix? Phoenix is like a mid-sized city. Right? What are we, the fourth or fifth largest city in the United States? That'd be like, got a few people in it. Names that we've never heard of. And just look at steel production. So they're producing 60% of the steel. But here's what's interesting about that. Oh, well, they must be exporting it everywhere. No. Their exports, only 51 metric tons. That's all they export. That's not even 5% of their steel production. Think about what that would mean. How much building are they doing there? That not only, just to give you a perspective, India, the second biggest steel producer, produces about 100 metric tons. Right? China produces, I don't know, like 12 or 1,300 metric tons. It goes off the chart, so I don't know if I have, and it's probably in there, but it's something like that. Take my word for it. Let's just call it 1,200 metric tons. The next biggest producer produces 100. Japan, and I got to guess here, 90 metric tons. We produce maybe 75 metric tons. Russia, 60 metric tons. I mean, they are the biggest producer, and it's not even close. Matter of fact, you add up all steel production outside of China. Add it all up. China produces more than the whole rest of the world combined. And they don't export hardly any of it. Of the largest steel companies in the world, 9 of them are Chinese companies. 6 of those 9 are owned by the Chinese government themselves. The only U.S. steel maker in the top 15, we've got one, I think it's Nucor, and they're in 15th place. So, by the way, just to give you a perspective, they were 14th place last year. 2018, they were 12th. Right? We keep falling, and this is just a microcosm. Pick your item. I'm sure if we picked items like concrete or copper or aluminum or tin, obviously raw materials, what do they call those for all like the solar panels and all that? Shoot, it escapes me, but you know what I'm talking about. The rare earth, there it is. Give me a second. The rare earth minerals. And you start to see what it is when you hear a guy like Ray Dalio, or you hear Jeff Gunlatch, or you hear Stanley Druckenmiller, and then you start listening to me. Then you think about these idiots out there in TV land. Oh no, the dollar's gonna be there. Oh, don't worry. Remember, no one runs a larger trade deficit than the United States. And no one runs a larger trade surplus than the Chinese. That's a big sucking sound of wealth leaving us and going to them. Patriot Radio News Hour. Start adding to those. Add to those portfolios. $10 Liberties at 1,060. We'll be right back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Gold's up 20. 1891. Silver is up 40. 28. 88. 27.88. I'll get it right. 27.88. The special of the day, the special of the week. This would, I would say, the special of the year so far. That's how big of a difference this is. U.S. $10 Liberties at 1,060. 210, $65 less than a 20. If you've never done business with us, and I know a lot, there's so many, and I get it. People, they're afraid. They hate the. I've got it online. So if you're that afraid of calling, because I get it. Oh my God, they may try to sell me something. We won't. I promise you. Here's how it works. You call our 800 number, and you just tell the girls, "I want the special." And today we've only got one item. And they're just going to give you a really hard question. How many would you like? And that's going to be the question. And you just tell them, I want 1, 5, 10, I want 100. They're going to tell you the price. 1,060 times however many you'd like. Then they're going to ask you another hard question. Would you like to come to our Arizona and or Colorado office, depending on where you live, and pick it up? If you do, you save $35 on the ship because we charge $35 to ship. And it doesn't matter. You order 1 coin, 10 coins, 100 coins, $35. And either you say, no, I live far away or I live in another state. We'll tack on the $35. And then you just mail us a check. If you're going to pick up, you can pay us when you pick up. You want to pay in cash? You can pay in cash. If you're a first-time customer and you're picking up, and if you want to use a check, we prefer that you do a cashier's check so you can take your product with you. If you're an established customer, your check's good here. If you're an established customer, you write a check, take your product, go. If we need to mail it to you, you mail us a check. The girls will give you the address. And then we ship registered, insured U.S. mail. Just that simple. We've been doing this for 25 years. Do you know how many complaints we have at the Better Business Bureau? 0. 0. We don't do reviews. Actually, somebody's figured out how to do reviews. I got 5-star rated on Yelp. I don't even know how. Don't care. Don't need them. We're going to take good care of you. There's no bait and switch. There's no upsell. Here's the great thing. After you placed your order, you've gotten your product, well, you guys are just going to harass me. Because I've called other gold companies, and they call and they email. You're not, not going to hear from us. It's not how we do it. We respect your privacy. We don't sell our list. We don't sell our deck. We don't do any of the things that all the others. We just don't do it. Guess what? People like that. So if you've been thinking about it, if you haven't done it yet, great day to do it. 800-951-0592. I've got more disappointing news. Well, I guess it depends on what. For some people, this is going to be really good news. Oil prices. Remember, I've already told you. $80 is in the bag already, right? I mean, we're at, what, 68, 69? I think we're going to see $100 oil. And I've been saying that, I started saying that a couple of months ago. Bank of America today. Oil prices, which are up 80% from a year ago. And, of course, obviously a year ago, COVID. They're saying that they believe oil will climb all the way to $100 a barrel before the story plays out. Bank of America's bullish outlook, accelerating demand, risk that the supply-demand imbalance is going to grow. And, of course, we've seen the Biden administration time after time after time after time. Listen, they want, believe me, I don't think 100's enough. They want electric cars, and they're going to get it. They want wind. They want solar. They're going to get it. How are they going to get it? A gallon of gas is going to be $5, $6, $7, $8. That's how you get it. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. And I think we're just seeing this is going to be the, we'll probably look back at this in, 2025 and think anything under $100 is cheap. That'd be my guess. Oh, oil's only $98 a barrel? Right. I mean, where do you think gold's going to be? Oil's $100, $120, $150, $200 a barrel. I'll tell you right now, a whole lot more than $1,060 for a half-ounce gold piece. 800-951-0592. And, of course, these banks, why would they make these announcements? Because they want everybody to know, go long oil, right? Drive this price up because that's what we want to do. Do you think maybe there's too much money out there? Did you see that Italian sculptor with his invisible sculpture? Someone paid $18,300 for air, for nothing. I mean, I wonder, do you get like a certificate? Right? Do you make a space in your house and it's just blank, but you've got this certificate up there that says, I'm the jackass that spent $18,300? That's what money printing gets you. Here's the great thing. When you buy from us, you don't get air. You actually get gold. Patriot Radio News Hour. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. I'm just laughing. Yeah, you get a certificate that he signed for $18,300. And by the way, this guy, he's done this before. I did not know this. Now, he didn't sell this, but I wonder if they paid him. They may have. In Italy, he had a sculpture there was no sculpture. Just bear with me. He created it last month. And it was being displayed in the Piazza della Scala in Milan. Of course, my Italian's not very good, even though I am an Italian. So what he did is he made a box, just taped a box, and called it Buddha in Contemplation. Gosh, I hope the Italians didn't pay for that. Now it exists, he said, and will remain in this space forever in a video that he posted. You don't see it. Well, you do not see it, but it exists. It is made of air and spirit. Yes, this is what happens when you print endless amounts of money. Yes, now the air is worth $18,300 apparently. And you may not be able to see it, but believe me, it exists. Here's the difference. When you call Patriot, by the way, we got one phone line open. If you call Patriot, 800-951-0592, just wait on hold. Listen, this is the deal of the year right now. I've never seen it. I mean, again, I've sold 210 for less than 20 plenty of times. $5 less, $20 less. I think one time I did 40. It was 40 one time. $65 less. 800-951-0592. U.S. $10 gold pieces today. These are the Liberties. These are the ones you want. Just, why do we like the older gold better? Simple. You can buy it, sell it, trade it in any amount. You don't have to provide a Social Security number. I don't fill out any forms, right? If you buy $100,000 today, and let's just say, this time next year, I don't know, gold's $4,000, and you want to sell them back. You can sell all 100 back. Give you $200,000 for it. I'm going to just write you a check and have a nice day. And you're on your honor. That's it. I'm not telling the IRS, oh yeah, Schmuckatelli was in here with a big sale. Not when you deal with old private U.S. gold. 800-951-0592. Again, if you're a first-time caller, even if you're a long-time caller, they all know the deal. I want to buy the special. That's all you got to say. How many would you like? Boom, bam, the whole thing. Listen, we have you in and out in minutes. It's not 30 minutes. No, it can't be. Listen, if you want to, we'll answer all your questions and all those. If you have questions, obviously we do that for you as well. But if you don't, you're on and off the phone in 2 minutes. 800-951-0592. Listen, God bless everybody. Have a great weekend. And let's see what happens next week. I can't wait.